We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry
Do
Christmas.
not say that.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Do not say that word.
Can I at least say Happy New Year?
It's 21st century, and that offends me, so no.
Who brought the Grinch? So that word's offensive to you? Christmas? I said it.
According to a lot of people, it's not very inclusive, so you shouldn't say it.
Oh, man.
You shouldn't say it. Even though 9 out of 10 Americans celebrate it, let's not say it.
Well, we can't forget about Kwanzaa.
Yeah, definitely.
And Hanukkah, you know.
Oh, definitely. As Gentiles, yeah, we celebrate Hanukkah.
It's the one time of the year that we have to give deference to Hanukkah, which we love the Jewish people. We do,
Yes,
obviously.
Jews are awesome.
They're amazing.
I can't wait to go to Israel.
Yes, one day, I want to go there for sure.
When are you planning on going?
I don't know, whenever I can fly again.
Whenever it's
Yeah,
safe to
true.
fly, whenever it's safe to go over there, I hope.
2043 maybe?
I mean, it's expensive, so, but I digress. But, I mean, it's crazy that 9 in 10 Americans celebrate Christmas, 1 in 49 for Kwanzaa, 1 in 14 for Hanukkah. But now we have to all say Happy Holidays and get rid of the main part of it. Whatever. I don't know.
I think we all should say Merry Christmas to somebody who says Happy Holidays. Just say it right back.
I agree. I
like that. Because if they say Happy Holidays, okay, you're trying to be nice. You don't know if I celebrate Christmas or not. I celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate. I'm not a Christian like you or a producer here, Logan, but I love Christmas. It's my favorite time of the year.
Yes.
My favorite time of year, my favorite holiday, I say, starts with Thanksgiving because it kicks off the best time of the year, which is Christmas time to me. Christmas vacation, Christmas music.
Yes.
Especially one of our favorite bands that plays Christmas music. They've covered several songs, but now 20-something songs and written some original music. As soon as Thanksgiving time rolls around, we start playing that. We both enjoy that a lot. But what is your favorite holiday?
Independence Day. I know it's weird, right?
It's a great choice.
It is. I mean, I'm not much for gifts. I like giving gifts. I don't really care to get gifts, but I just Independence Day, man, all the way. 4th of July. It's my favorite time to be an American. Do the same thing every year. Run a 5K, then go home
With a watermelon.
It's called a watermelon 5K, and I guess I'm the only one who thinks that you're supposed to run with a watermelon. Nobody else does, but whatever. I ride the struggle bus every year, but
Yeah, other people should join in on it.
I know.
Next
That's what
year,
I'm hoping people would
please,
do.
Next year, if you see this man running with a watermelon, you make sure you go grab one. You run to the local grocery store.
Don't
go
not
get
the small one. I want get the big one.
Big
Do you do
one.
the same thing around Halloween with a pumpkin?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. There's one with a pumpkin. I dare not do it for Thanksgiving.
He
'cause
likes to torture himself
fro-
with running.
a 30-pound turkey. No,
Yeah,
sir.
No.
It's got to be frozen.
Unless
Frozen.
yes. Oh my
That'd
gosh.
be so-
That would be. So I
Even
don't.
you wouldn't do that, and this man loves to run.
So that's why I don't do
I don't
any
like
Thanksgiving, any types of that. So no Thanksgiving runs for me. Logan, what's your favorite holiday?
I'm a big Christmas guy. Personally for me, I love the time with family. I'm the same way with the gifts. I can take it or leave it. It's fun, sure, but I love the food that we do around the holidays. My family has great food traditions around Christmas Eve. We always get together and make a bunch of appetizers, and there's sweets and good desserts and good food. And just now that I have some nieces, for me, getting up on Christmas morning and watching them open presents, I honestly, you could get me nothing. I don't care, but I love watching them. It's the best.
That's the true joy of Christmas to me, is watching my younger nieces and well, I have some nieces and just nephews up in Minnesota, but my younger cousins, seeing them open up their gifts on Christmas Day, that just brings joy to my heart. I love that. And one day I'll have that when I have my own kids. And because it's been 10, 15 years since I've felt that supreme joy of opening a present on Christmas. It's amazing. And Christmas Eve. That's one of my little traditions. I always ask my parents, "Hey, can I open up something early? One day early?"
Do you still do
Still?
No.
Oh, okay. I was
No.
about to say. I was
No.
like, I'm learning something new about you there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I just work every Christmas Eve, so
No, I like
that's
working
been,
Christmas
that's been
Eve.
knocked out. Yeah.
I enjoy working Christmas Eve. I find people are more happy. I find that they're just more in better spirits, and I think that's probably why Christmas is definitely in my top. But it's mainly because I like to eat like total crap, and I mean, I eat bad. I eat bad.
Eat a lot too.
That's why I like Christmas. It's just
tasty.
Well,
bad
you
food.
just gotta get all this junk food, and you just gotta eat it. So
Don't want to let it go to waste, so I'll just eat it all right now.
I like pumpkin pie. That's to die for me.
Yeah, peanut butter pie all the way. But
peanut butter pie
I'm not a pie guy, so I just kind of stay away from that. But
yeah, it's. I mean, you just stuff yourself after eating all the big meals. You know, the rib roast, hams, the turkeys. It's like everything is thrown in there with the mashed potatoes, gravy, whatever y'all have.
You're making me hungry right now.
Yeah. Let's move on.
That's the best part of Christmas. One of the best parts of Christmas for sure. My second favorite holiday, 4th of July, is my third favorite holiday, of course. But we celebrate many great traditions, and as we talked about earlier, you know, it seems people are trying to take that away from us, trying to take away the spirit of Christmas. Our exalted one, Dr. Fauci,
Blessed be Fauci.
Blessed be, peace be upon him. Says this year he's not even letting his daughters come, to visit him and his wife on Christmas Day. And
my eyes are rolling to the back of my head.
It's his favorite time of year because it's his birthday on Christmas Eve. I love how he puts that right there in front of it too.
At least he's not making it about himself. So that's good.
Right. Yes, he's the unelected leader of the country with COVID-19, but all these these bureaucrats and these health advisors and these public safety people are saying don't gather for Christmas. What do you think about that?
Rules for thee and not for me, because a lot of them will gather.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Whether you realize it or not, they will. Just like when they say you can't do this, you can't do that, but then they're the same ones going out and doing it, and they don't follow their own advice. So I really think that even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, and then yes, people are at risk, what if you lose a loved one in January or February?
And you didn't see them at all. You saw
them
them
the last Christmas. I don't know. That's just the way I think. It's life. Life is nothing but risk. Life is not safe, but at the same time, we're anti-fragile. We're not fragile.
And I want people to assess their own individual risk. It seems to be the evil talking point nowadays, saying taking personal responsibility for your health. If you actually have pre-existing conditions, you have cancer,
you're older than probably 65, 70.
Take precautions.
Take precautions, yes.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying don't be wise in what you're doing, but I mean, you could die in a car accident. You could die tripping on something. Christmas is all about family and being together. For me, celebrating the true reason of the season, of course, but it brings family together, and it's a time to get together and to put away work and to enjoy leisure time with our family, eat like crap, and just bless each other with some gifts.
And leisure time, it's a fun time of year. It's the most fun time of year. Last night I just started walking around the neighborhood with my dog, and I heard all these sirens going on. I said, "Uh-oh, is somebody's house burning down?"
Santa.
But it was Santa. Santa was on top of the fire truck, and they had.
I'm so glad they do that here too.
That
is good.
They had one of the trucks in front of them, and they were handing out candy to all the kids. They're all running around, having a good time. It's nice to see all the lights up. It's so pretty around in my neighborhood.
Was he like disinfecting the candy, then throwing it, or?
No, nothing crazy like that.
It's Lysol wipes and hand sanitizer.
If I were that Santa, I would at least get legitimately probably 6 pieces of coal and just randomly chuck it at a kid. And then they pick it up and they're like...
That's why you're not Santa, so...
Yeah, this is true, and I can't grow facial hair, so
and
that's a big reason why, too.
Shout out to that Santa on top of that fire truck, because he threw my dog a nice little Christmas bone. I was like, oh, thank you very much.
Oh, my gosh.
He enjoyed it.
He's taken away from his deer for your dog. Wow. No, I think amidst this pandemic, we should get together still. Take your precautions, like you said. Be responsible.
We're not saying go out willy-nilly and do whatever the bad things are. Let's be careful.
I mean, we should really look at this year at a year where we've been told to stay inside, and most of us have, and we haven't gone out. And you can't go to movies, you can't go to restaurants, you can't go to bars, you can't go to that sporting events, you can't go to shows, you can't. We need this. we need this time of togetherness now where we can get together and have the loved ones in our life.
And they're preaching unity, and this is the time to unify with each other, because not all families are completely, one political party or the other. There's a lot of mix. The crazy uncle thing gets brought up a lot during Thanksgiving and Christmas time. Oh, I have to deal with my crazy uncle at Christmas dinner and talking about all the bad stuff I don't want to hear. Just forget about that stuff. It's been a turbulent year. Let's all have fun together. Let's gather. Let's have a good time for Christmas. This episode's going to go live a couple days before. And I'm looking over at you, Logan, because it's going to.
Yeah,
Please.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's all have a good time.
It would look really weird if this aired after Christmas. So.
Yeah, that would be tacky.
Yeah.
That'd be super tacky. And of course, we're addressing the whole topic of Christmas because that's what most Americans celebrate. And so that's why we're calling it what it is. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, good for you. If you celebrate Hanukkah, good for you. If somebody told you Happy Hanukkah, what would you do? Would you be upset? Would you be offended?
No, not at all. I'd say, oh, well, thank you. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, because I don't think anybody's going to tell you Happy Kwanzaa.
No. It's funny.
No.
Who can actually say what Kwanzaa's about? I know nothing about it almost.
Do you know what Kwanzaa's about?
Honestly, I don't.
Oh, so next year we'll have a whole episode on the history of Kwanzaa. And boy, that'll get a lot of...
Who started it?
We can go through the whole history of it.
We'll get quite a few thumbs
We
up on
won't.
that
Yeah,
video.
we won't be very
Oh,
popular, but
no.
we'll go through it.
People won't like that.
That's
okay.
fine. If you don't like it, this is our opinion. Listen, we're not forcing you to listen to us. This is just something that we do for fun in our free time. So we said, heck, we might as well make a YouTube channel /podcast and have some fun in the meantime.
Yeah.
And push ourselves out of our
fun.
comfort zones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is stuff. Please just provide some constructive feedback in the comments for us and tell us if you disagree about Merry Christmas.
Yes.
and
Is
the
that
Happy
offensive?
Holiday
Is
debate.
Merry Christmas offensive to you? I mean, we'd like to hear why you would say it is offensive. We don't think it is, and well, what do you think?
Explain that inclusivity argument to us. I mean, we understand it, but we want to hear other people's perspectives on that.
We're not making a mountain out of a molehill. I mean, I don't think a lot of people, I think it's a very, very, very small group of people are offended at the word Christmas, but still, I don't know why in the last 20 years it's become weak. I mean, everywhere I've worked, everywhere I've gone, it's Happy Holidays. Nobody says Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we got to be
Oh.
careful with everybody's opinions and their feelings.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But traditions, man, throughout our history in America, we have so many traditions. And so why are they important?
Well, they bring us together. They kind of remind us of, where we're going, where we've been first, and then where are we going, reminding of us of the past. And it's nice to look at a calendar and say, okay, so in March we got St. Patty's Day, April Fool's Day, April 1st, of course, which
I love, by the
silly
way.
tradition, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
There's plenty of silly traditions out there, and then we have the great holidays, the best that mean the most, such as Memorial Day or Veterans Day, days to honor. Memorial Day is to honor those who have fallen, and Veterans Day is to honor those who have served or currently serve.
All the great men and women who have served. And if you are a veteran watching this show, we appreciate you more than anything. I love veterans. I love anybody who's willing to go out and secure my liberties. So thank you.
Yes, my dad's a veteran. I really appreciate everything that my dad has done for this country. It's one of the best traditions is celebrating America, of course, and the 4th of July. You brought that up earlier. That's one of the better ones as well.
You don't have a lot of people that would agree with you on that last sentence.
A lot of people don't like America, and they live here, which is fine.
Which is fine.
You can hate the country you live in and disagree with it.
It's a little discerning when we have
That's a lot of people in Venezuela, right?
Now, every Venezuelan I've met who's come here, they love it here. I don't blame them. We have so many awesome traditions, and there's of course, every nation has good history and bad history, good traditions, bad traditions. We're not saying keep bad traditions around, but at the same time, we have a lot of people, and I've noticed this with you as well, that we have a lot of people who want to erode our traditions, who disagree with our traditions. And so their solution is to simply destroy the foundation and start anew, which is very concerning to me.
Yes, is that some sort of tactic that's used by people on the radical left, or
like Mao Zedong or Stalin or you name it, Che Guevara, or people think, not Che didn't do that. Well, read your history.
well, Maoist. We always hear that term being thrown on Maoist. So Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong.
Yep.
Who was he?
He was the dictator of China who eventually enacted the Great Leap Forward, which was the industrialization of China, which killed about 65 million Chinese in the process through starvation, all in the name of bettering the state. So, sure, great guy. And he eventually did have something that we kind of see today with the color revolution. In 1967 to 1976, he had these Red Guards, which were young people, who went around and he basically had, it was like a secret police, if you will, who got the rest of China in line. And how do you get them in line? Well, now that the industrialization's over, now we're going to destroy the old and start new.
Destroy the past.
Destroy the past.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't just the past. It was he had the four olds that the Red Guards specifically targeted. The four olds were old culture, old habits, old ideas, and old. I forgot the fourth one. I can't remember the fourth one.
We'll look that up.
Cultures.
Sure. Ideas,
cultures, habits, and customs.
Customs, yes.
There we go. And that's what was very concerning to see in today's history. We see a lot of people, when I say today's history because history is still being made, we see a lot of people who want to destroy America's traditions that would fundamentally change America for the worse. And so that's kind of why we're having this conversation. We need our traditions.
And I see the erosion happening in other areas of life, not just politics, but sports too.
Oh my gosh.
This year,
yes,
I believe it was June or July, in the summer, the Washington Redskins renamed themselves the Washington Football Team. That's a silly title because Washington has, let's see, it has two different college teams. There's an NFL team there. It's very vague, the football team. I'm not a big fan of that name, and they replaced the Redskin, logo, the face, with a W.
Wait, they replaced that?
Oh, they completely removed it.
That's right. I forgot they're woke.
Right. They're afraid.
Woke.
They're afraid. Yes.
We're awake and we know what's going on.
They're afraid of offending the Indian people, who, if we were to poll them, and we've seen the polls, and I can't produce that exactly right now off the top of my head, but they didn't seem very offended by the term Redskin. I'm sure a lot of them took pride in that. There's a football team in the National Football League, which is a $1 billion industry, that honors them. And there's other teams, the Atlanta Braves, the Kansas City Chiefs. In Florida, there's the Florida State Seminoles. When are these teams going to be removed?
You're right. I didn't even think about that. Seminoles.
The Seminoles.
The
Seminole tribe.
And now this is racist too, I guess, if they do this, because oh my gosh,
these traditions are all of a sudden racist now. Yeah, they're
shh. That's
and my cousin's yelling at me. You're not doing it right. he's a big FSU fan.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
The Seminoles, they're next on the chopping block.
Yes.
This is what progress looks like, everybody.
Just recently, the Cleveland Indians. The Indians, what a not a milquetoast name.
More sports teams than I probably could recall.
Same.
I'm the sports
teams named after Indians that I probably know across all sports.
I'm the sports guy in this podcast, but do Indians sound offensive to you? It's just Indians.
Okay, so let me play devil's advocate. What if it was the Jacksonville Crackers? Would that be offensive to you?
No.
The honking?
I personally wouldn't care. Make fun of me or whatever. Caricaturize me.
There's a restaurant called Cracker Barrel, and people are offended by that. I don't know.
There's keep our crackers in a barrel. What's the problem here, guys?
Ultimately, I think they just have a problem with caricatures because we as a society are addicted to outrage. And so therefore, if we're not outraged at something, we'll find anything as minuscule as a caricature of an Indian, which I bet you if you were to ask most Native Americans, they probably would not care about it.
They're not going to care or even be aware. It's not on their list of priorities.
It's because they have thick skin.
Right.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Thick red skin, apparently.
Right. that's been around for so long. All of a sudden now it's time to move on. It was corporate sponsors that pressured them, specifically the owner, to change the name.
Well, hold on. Now that you're saying this, and so Washington got rid of the Redskins, so they're not Redskins anymore.
They are the Washington football team.
So are you allowed to say Redskins now? Is that allowed in today's society? I mean, I don't know.
Maybe not.
What about
songs?
What about songs like Iron Maiden's "The Trooper," where it says "Chasing the Redskins"? Are we allowed to say that now, or do we have to change that now?
Do we need to go change a song from the 1980s?
Do we cancel it?
Right.
Do we make them pay royalties to a reservation? I mean, where does this end?
It seems that
we're following your logic, and it's not very clear.
It seems woke leftists, white ones, are offended up on behalf of people, and they're creating new traditions of censorship.
But this is the second time you've said leftists. You need to explain to the audience what the difference is between liberals and leftists.
Okay, so I'll start with liberals. Liberals are people that I call friends.
Yes.
I disagree with them fundamentally on many principles, many ideas, not just the taxes. That's the the standard. Republicans want lower taxes, Democrats want higher taxes, social programs. We disagree on a lot of things like that, but we still like this country. For the most part, we like this country more than other people. But we agree to live here, and we agree to disagree, and we have conversations. I have great conversations with liberals all the time. And
me too.
It's so fascinating, and I just love bouncing ideas back and forth. And it's nice little battleground ideas, but we're not rude to each other. We're not yelling. We're not cursing. We're not screaming. Have you encountered that?
Well, I have.
With leftists?
With leftists, not liberals. Liberals never go to name calling because they're beneath that. For the most part, usually if they go to name calling, I end the conversation because they're not mature enough to have a conversation. I don't believe in attacking somebody just because I disagree with them. I'll attack your ideas, but not you personally. I won't call you a this, this, and that and scream obscenities at somebody. But leftists?
Well, leftists, I would consider those people to be the Marxists, people that love Marx, who started communism and led to the Lenin, Trotsky, Stalin, all these terrible ideologies, and socialism as well. And I just want to point out too that Nazi is shorthand for National Socialism, the National Socialist German Workers' Party. I think not many people know that's what it is. And when they call people on the left or in the mainstream media call conservatives Nazis, they clearly don't know their history. Conservatives don't like socialism, obviously. Socialism, we're the first ones to say socialism never works anywhere it's tried in the history of the world, right?
Correct. We're the ones that usually scream that socialism sucks. We don't want it here nor anywhere. But leftists, you forgot to mention that they don't believe in free speech. And they also believe in violence as a political tool, which
Antifa.
We don't believe in that.
The radical elements of Black Lives Matter use that as well.
Absolutely. When you're destroying businesses.
The organization,
obviously
the term Black Lives Matter, it's a very semantically loaded term. Obviously, Black Lives Matter. No one here is racist in this room. We view people as individuals. We view people on the content of their character. Black Lives Matter organization uses these leftist tactics, these violent tactics, along with Antifa starting all these riots. A lot of people in the media will just say, "No, that's wrong. You're misinterpreting them. You're saying," or as Joe Biden said, Antifa's an ideology.
No, an idea.
An idea, yes.
It's just an idea, which is false. But let's not get into the weeds of radical. I just wanted a succinct difference between leftists and liberals because a lot of people probably don't understand the difference. I like talking to liberals. I love talking to liberals.
Liberals are great people.
I love talking to people who disagree with me because at the end of the day, we're still going to be friends, right? I'm not going to name call. I'll cover your back no matter what. And I know they would do the same for me. But leftists don't want to have discourse. They don't want to have a conversation.
They want to shut it down.
And they believe that violence is a viable political tool. And so we're not going to get too much further into that. I just wanted to, since you had said it a second time, I just said, let's go ahead
and I'm trying to bring it back to they are starting the tradition of cancel culture by erasing and eroding the past.
Amen. And that's the whole point of this episode. That's not a good idea. There are traditions for a reason, and we need to understand our traditions and our history as a nation, so that way we have a common history together, so that way we can have a common future together. And so by eroding the traditions, that's damaging.
And we've talked about this before. It's that fence analogy.
Oh, G.K.
I really like that
Chesterton.
analogy, and
Yes.
I think it's apt for this here.
Right. So G.K. Chesterton. That's a mouthful.
Chesterton, yes.
Yeah, big dude,
Chesterton's-
6'4", 280 pounds. He was a philosopher, and he had said about the offense being put up is basically ideology. And so there's two types of people in this world. There's somebody who goes up to the fence and says, "I want to tear that down." It has no right to exist, but they don't ask why. The other person goes up to the fence and says, "Well, obviously somebody put it here. They took the time to construct it. Why was it made? What's its purpose? Before I tear it down, let's see what its purpose is."
Let's figure this out. Let's be inquisitive about this fence.
So we're trying to be those people who look at a fence and say, "Why is it here? Does it matter?" Okay. Am I willing to say the fence always stays up? No. If it doesn't prove any viable purpose, then yes, we can have a conversation about tearing it down. But to look at America and fundamentally want to transform it and get rid of its traditions and start new, that's very similar to what Mao did. And that's
Maoist
scary.
revolution tactics, yes.
Yes, and how he used the Red Guard to advance his agenda. So let's go ahead and let's try to restore our traditions, know our history, and really know our history and study it. So that way
Understand it too.
Understand
both sides. There's two sides to every coin. There's a good and bad history. Same with the monuments, the Civil War monuments that are being destroyed, these Confederate statues. Bad, they fought to preserve slavery. That's bad. They were traitors to the Union too, the United States. They were. I look back on them as traitors. Now they were still Americans. They seceded from us, and the United States fought back. It was a bloody war to end slavery.
Yeah, I'm not for tearing down any monuments. That's part of what Mao did in China. History repeats itself in many ways, and so we ask the audience to don't take our word for it, but do your own research. And these are just our opinions. So I don't know. We love this country. We love our traditions. Maybe not all traditions are the absolute best.
There's some bad ones. There's bad habits.
There's bad habits, but for America,
and superstitious habits too. I have plenty of those that I try to get rid of.
But the good traditions we need to analyze, understand, and keep, so that way we can have a common heritage as Americans, and
move forward together as Americans who disagree with each other.
Right.
Liberals and conservatives. We need to exist together.
Right. It's Christmas time. Let's stop politics for a week and let's come together, left, right, and center. And let's be grateful for what we have. This gift of America, our liberties, capitalism, amazing things. A lot of people would disagree, but that's fine. You can be wrong.
Yes, we love this country and we love Christmas very much. Merry Christmas, and we love the Jewish people as well. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, tune in next year, but happy Kwanzaa and happy New Year, because we'll talk about that history on next year, so that way we can unpack it and hopefully have a good discourse on that. But hey.
And I'll finish what I was trying to sing in the intro. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yay! Merry Christmas.
All right,
Merry Christmas.
Job, guys. That's a wrap.
Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching.
And spread a little Christmas cheer by subscribing here.
Hey, you missed our last video though?
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.